Tuesday. And so I thought that we would make a fun Mardi Gras arrangement. So we're going to use greens and purples and yellows and just do a really fun arrangement. When you come on, tell us hello. Tell us how you're doing and tell us where you're from. I've got Miss Victoria here, and she is going to read the comments on both YouTube and Facebook. So be sure to tell us hello, and we are going to get started. So what I have chosen, actually Victoria chose this gold container for me to make this arrangement in. So Mardi Gras, most of the time, it's lots of colors. It's a very colorful, usually it's very colorful, but the traditional colors are a yellow, a purple, and a green, or a gold. It kind of has that pretty gold color. So that's why we chose this gold container. I'm going to get started with, let's see, I'm going to add a little bit of greenery to our fun container. I'm going to use, I have a few pieces of leather leaf. So I'm going to use a few pieces of leather leaf. Now this gold container is, it's waterproof, so it holds water. This is a full block of fresh floral foam that has been soaked, and I took it and placed it down into this container. I had to shave down the sides just a little bit so it would fit, so I just took my floral knife and shaved down the sides. I tucked it down into the container and I filled the container with fresh water. And so that way it's going to have plenty of water for the fresh flowers. I'm just taking my floral knife and I'm cutting this leather leaf, and I'm just adding a little bit to the container. And I even use the smaller pieces too. Just remove the leaves that are at the bottom. Just give that a good cut and tuck that greenery right in. And this one's got a broken tip. I'm just going to pull that tip right out. All right, there's a little bit of greenery. It doesn't have too much, but this is just going to give us a little bit of a base. I am going to start with some, let's see, what all flowers did I choose for this arrangement? I'm going to start with Bells of Ireland to give us some height. So I grabbed several stems of Bells of Ireland. You know bells, I love them. And they're a perfect green flower for this arrangement. Miss Victoria, is anybody talking to us?
Yes.
Victoria gets overwhelmed a little bit with doing both YouTube and Facebook, and so I sometimes have to prompt her.
We have a lot of hellos.
Hello everybody. Hello there.
Jill Hughes asks, do you put flower food in water when soaking them?
We do. So when soaking fresh floral foam, we have a large, it's really a wash tub. It's a large, that you could wash dishes in. So we set it down in our sink and we fill it with water, fresh water, and then add a little flower food into that bucket. And then we just soak our foam right there in the sink in that bucket. And then if we still need to use the sink, it just lifts right out and we can keep our fresh floral foam in there and wet. We clean it out about every other day or so, depending on how often we're using it. But we'll empty the water and soap it down real good, soap and water, and make sure that it's clean so it's bacteria free, because you know how water can grow stuff. So yes, we do add fresh flower foam to that. So I am taking these, fresh flower food, not foam. Foam also. I am taking these Bells of Ireland. I'm just pinching that tip right out of that, the top of that bell. And I am just kind of tucking those over into this arrangement.
I think that Tuesday is actually on February 21st.
Is it? So we're early.
I think
Well, how did we do that?
I don't know. Because Ash I just looked it up, and Mardi Gras is on February 21st. And
Oh, we're
Ash
early.
Wednesday is
We're
on the
early,
22nd.
so we're doing it. How did that happen? How did we think that was today?
I don't know.
Who told us that? Robbie. Anyway, we're early. We're doing a Mardi Gras arrangement. Same difference. It's February. It's happening this month. We'll do another one. We'll do something different on Fat Tuesday. I'm glad you told me. Because we're early.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, this feels a little early,
It
actually.
feels pretty early, doesn't it? I thought Callie said it.
Someone
I
said
thought Ash Wednesday was tomorrow.
It's 22nd, I think.
Well,
Or I
there
just
you
Googled
go.
it. That's what Google told me.
And on the on 23. Okay, so these are bells of Ireland, green bells of Ireland. I put a few coming up to the top, and then a few kind of sweeping over to the side. Well, we're early. That's good. It's better to be early than late, right? All right, so there's our green bells of Ireland. Next, we're going to come in with some purple stock. We have some beautiful purple stock that smells so pretty. So we're going to take our purple stock.
Diane Weeks says they celebrate all month. Already had several parades.
There we go. I don't know why we were so early. I don't know what we were thinking. We were just excited, I guess. This is a fun arrangement to make, though, right? You know, we're pretty north for Mardi Gras, so we don't really celebrate it here. We don't get to have all of the fun parties and all those things for Mardi Gras. So, but it's still fun to make pretty arrangements. So I took my purple stock and I tucked that in. Now let's come in with some yellow Solidago. So you can see I am clustering my flowers. So I've got my purple stock, my bells of Ireland. So I'm just kind of clustering the flowers where we're grouping. I guess the word grouping is better than cluster, but about the same thing, right? So I'm just taking some Solidago and tucking that pretty golden color in there. And I'm going to tuck some back here towards the back also.
Oh, Miss Mary Lou says hello on both YouTube and Facebook.
Hello, friend. Glad you're here. So I tucked a little bit of Solidago back here so you can kind of see how we're just kind of grouping the flowers together. Let's come in with some of these beautiful, bright, happy sunflowers. So we're going to use these as focal flowers. So we're going to tuck it right here in the front, and he's going to just happily be our focal. I'm going to tuck another one right there. And then I'm going to take the third one and kind of tuck it here in the top. So I'm going to turn it around and kind of show you where I'm going to take the third one.
Say I got some for.
So I'm going to tuck this third one kind of right here. So see how it's kind of a line coming across. It's harder to see it from that side, but I kind of tucked him there. Okay.
But this is going to be
Next, let's see. I've got some fun stuff. We're working with some fun things today. We've got some. This is Scabiosa flower, if I can get him loose. He's got a funny little... So this is beautiful purple Scabiosa flower. So this is what our kitty cat is named for. So it's a beautiful flower. Although I don't love the name Scabiosa. I think Osa is a pretty it's a pretty little name for it. So I'm going to take, you're going to see that it kind of varies in size. So the top one here is a little bit smaller than the bottom one. The bottom one is a little larger. So we are going to take the smaller bloom, and we're going to kind of tuck it up here in the top. So what we're doing is just kind of being creative with these flowers, just kind of giving us a little bit of a fun.
Shireen says, hi, Monty. I love watching you making those beautiful arrangements.
Thank you, friend. So glad you're here with us this afternoon.
Allison says, this is fun so far.
Isn't this fun? Look at that Scabiosa flower. Oh, I love it. He's happy, isn't he? He's such a pretty flower. Okay, next I have yellow tulips. We have some pretty yellow tulips. So these, of course, you know how tulips have their own, they do their own thing. So they're all kind of leaning, and they're all wanting to kind of lean one way or the other. So I think let's come out this side with our tulips, since we did our scabiosa on the other side. So I'm going to pull back a little bit of this foliage because it's a bit tattered. So I'm just going to peel that back, and then I'm going to take my floral knife, and I am going to tuck these tulips. So always work with the flower. So if the flower has a little bit of a bend to one way, go ahead and make it look like that's exactly how you wanted it to go. It does not have to be perfect. Tulips are going to grow the way they grow. They do their thing, and so let them.
Chris Fry says just call them pincushion flowers.
Pincushion flowers. They are beautiful. They are really,
scabious.
they're really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because when I think of a pincushion, I also think of pincushion protea. That pretty red and orange and yellow pincushion protea. That really reminds you so much of a pincushion. But they're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. So I'm just removing some of that foliage that doesn't look pretty. And I'm cutting that stem at an angle, and I'm just tucking those tulips right in. Look at this one. He really has a mind of his own. Now, as you use tulips, you will find that your tulips will continue to grow in water. They're going to continue to get longer and longer as they go. Remove those flowers from the water, give them a nice cut, and put them back in fresh water. And they won't look so wild and crazy. But you can always pull them out. And with fresh flowers, when you start to receive your flowers, if you receive flowers for Valentine's Day, even if you don't, go pick you up some, bring them home, and to make their make your flowers have a longer vase life, be sure to give them a fresh cut every other day. Place them in clean, fresh water. That's going to help those flowers last longer, and you get to enjoy them longer. I'm going to take a little bit of this. This is silver dollar eucalyptus. So I'm going to take just a little bit and fill in some of my space.
Stephen George says, hey y'all, first time catching you live.
Yay, Stephen, welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here live today. We're so glad you're here.
Miss Julie says, I really like seeing the arrangements before the holiday. Gives me time to run out and get flowers.
Right. I'm glad that we messed up and had it early. We'll do another fun something closer to the holiday.
Donna Chamberlain asks, why does that happen with tulips?
Because they're so, I don't have any idea, honestly. They're just interesting little flowers. And I don't know exactly what causes them to continue to grow as they're in water. I am not exactly sure. Okay, what else have we got over here? We've got some really pretty, look at this. This is called Veronica. And Veronica is such a fun flower to me. I love these little, they almost look like little foxtails. They're just kind of a fun purple flower. Let's add a few of those back here toward the back. And it's really, we'll make it all the way around so it won't be toward the back, will it? So I'm going to tuck a few of these fun little Veronica because they're such a pretty purple flower.
Allison says, I always thought it was because they were reaching for the sunlight.
Maybe so, maybe so. You know, Bells of Ireland will do that too. Now they don't continue to grow, but they will start to stand and go toward the light. So it's very interesting at the different flowers. I'm going to have to do a little research and I'll read about that. and figure out exactly what the reasoning is for them to continue to grow and to continue to reach, you know, certain flowers. And even gladiolus will do that too. They'll turn toward the light. So if there's a window over here and it's a dark room, all those bells of Ireland will turn toward the light, towards the window. This is a green carnation. It's just a pretty little green carnation, and I thought we would do a cluster of carnations here on this side of the arrangement. So I'm going to take these carnations and I'm going to cut them, and we are going to tuck those right here in the front, kind of in a cluster. I don't think I cut it short enough. Yeah, I did.
Steven asks, do you wire the flowers? You don't see it done a lot anymore.
I only wire roses. I don't wire many other things unless I need them to mind me. I will wire Gerbera daisies because their heads don't always want to do exactly what I need them to. But we definitely wire roses. I don't wire carnations. And I guess, I mean, you certainly can. I don't wire many more flowers. Usually Gerbera daisies and roses are the two that I wire. I love that little happy green carnation. He's happy and pretty. Okay, next flower, let's see. Lisianthus. We've got some pretty royal purple Lisianthus. Oh, this is a pretty arrangement.
Mm-hmm. Gaetana says, Veronica is so beautiful and whimsical.
Oh, isn't it so sweet? It's a fun flower. Okay, so Lizzie, the reason it's one of my all-time favorites is because of this sweet little bud. These buds are so happy and add so much to an arrangement to me. They give a good bit of movement in the arrangement. And they're just happy little buds. Lisianthus seems so dressy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a dressy little flower. All right, so we are going to figure out which side we want to be the front. I almost think the front should be over here to these sunflowers. Okay, I think the sunflowers is the front, don't you? And the reason I am saying that is because we're going to tuck our little mask into the front of our arrangement. So I went over to the Dollar Tree. Let me just say, don't have very much for Mardi Gras left. But I'm going to take this mask. So it's just a little plastic mask that was already decorated for $1.25. And I said, that is exactly what I need. It has a little plastic handle that you just slide right in. And so it will tuck right into your arrangement. So I thought we would tuck it. We may move this stock for a second and put him back in just a minute.
Joan Arthur asks if this arrangement is for someone.
It is not, Miss Joan. We were just having fun today. We just wanted something different. I like to try to think a little bit out of the box. And we were a little early for Mardi Gras. That's all right. Just a little early. I don't know. Is that where I want him? Yeah, let's pop him in the top. That's better. Let's put our stock back. There, I've tucked him right up here in the top. So if I were going to use this on a table for Mardi Gras, I would have two of these little masks so that on the back side we would have another pretty mask. But today we have one, and that's completely okay. So he is tucked right up there in the top. And let's see what else we are going to add to this arrangement. Let's add a little more greenery to cover up some of our empty space in the arrangement. I have this lavender colored pussy willow that was dyed that I used the pink yesterday, and I thought, y'all, I am loving this stuff. It is so fun. So I'm going to take, and I thought this is just a different texture and just a little more fun. You could absolutely paint this a little darker if you wanted to. But it's just kind of a fun little branch to tuck in.
Miss Linda from YouTube says never too early for Mardi Gras.
That's right. That is right. Okay, so I tucked a little bit of that in. Now, I'm going to turn it around. Let's add a little bit of eucalyptus, seeded eucalyptus around the base to finish it off and to fill in any of our space that we're able to see our foam. So I'm just going to take, and I'm just going to pop some of that eucalyptus. I'm just using my fingernail and I'm just popping it off the stem just like that.
Miss Lisa says, love this. Always fun to watch and learn.
Isn't this kind of fun? Just something different to play with. It's always fun to make something different.
Gaetana says, beautiful arrangement should be displayed on a turntable so all sides can be enjoyed by the
Yes,
eye.
isn't that pretty though? It's really pretty. Okay, so there is a spot right here that's kind of got a little bit of a void. So I thought we would use this tubing. So this also came from the Dollar Tree when I was hunting for things for Mardi Gras. And so this tubing, I think I used it back at Halloween. I used some to add to a fun Halloween wreath. But I love that this has a little bit of the sparkle and a little bit of the fun. So I'm just going to kind of make us a bow. I'm just making loops with this tubing. And I am going to...
Miss Marianne says, beautiful for Mardi Gras, still voting for you through February 15th from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so all I did was just get a few loops. It almost looks like, what is that baby doll that is out right now? La La Loopsy, kind of her hair.
Bernice says, would you mind showing us yesterday's tulips just to see if they closed in the cooler? I'm a tulip fan. Sorry,
I will
Bernie,
go grab them. No problem. No. I am a fan of flowers, so I have learned in the older I get, the more I just appreciate flowers. I think it's his finicky self that bothers me the most about a tulip, but we will grab those out of that front cooler and show those to you. So I'm just taking, this is just a Koei wood pick. It actually has a little wire on it. I'm going to take my ribbon that I tied with a little piece of wire. I'm just wrapping it around that wood pick. Now, if you do not have wood picks, you can absolutely use a stem of a flower that you cut off. I use that often, but I like to show wood picks too. So I'm going to take and tuck some of that purple right into that arrangement there. And then I also picked up some beads that you would find at Mardi Gras. Now they didn't have lots of fun colors. I would have loved if they had had purples and greens and the gold. They had gold and silver. So I just pulled the gold out. And I thought this would be fun to even just kind of tuck on a table. You could also take it and just hang it from a branch in your arrangement if you wanted to. You could just hang them in the arrangement. It's really all in whatever you would like to do. I don't think you can mess that up at all. Mardi Gras is one of those things that almost tackier is better. But you can take your beads and kind of lay them out on the table. It just kind of gives you some fun. Did you grab? Yeah, you did.
Let's see. Miss Rebecca asks, have you tried any of the floral scent spray for fresh flowers? Just wondering if it actually makes the flowers smell good.
I have not. No, ma'am. I have never, honestly didn't even know about it. Didn't even know there was any.
Miss Linda asks if you can vote more than once. She's already voted once.
You can, Miss Linda. You can vote every single day until the 15th. Is that right? Every single day you can go in and vote for us. Yes, you sure can. Thank you, thank you. All right, is that good, Victoria? Does it need anything else?
Oh, I think it's pretty.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn it around and show you the back side too, because I think the back's pretty. I think it would be fun if you had another mask to tuck another mask in there, but they were low on masks. I don't know. I don't even think it really needs this bow. Is that bow too much?
I like it. No,
you like the bow?
I like it.
Does it need more of a bow? Is that too small?
No, I think that's perfect.
You think it's perfect?
I like it how it is.
Okay.
Because it's just a little hint of like,
just a little toot. Just a little toot of a bow. But this is so fun to be able to use all these fun colors and to go into your cooler and say, oh, I have purple in this and I have yellow in this. And that was kind of fun to be able to see all of the different things that we had in the different colors. For some reason this year I'm a purple girl. I don't know what it is about purple that I am really enjoying working with this season, I think. It's funny how your taste changes and how the different things you like better at certain seasons. But I love the way these Bells of Ireland all have their own little bend, and they kind of all give their own little personality to the arrangement, which is kind of fun.
Lynn from Stall Gardens, I believe, says, I have about 6,500 specialty tulips in the ground from my small flower farm. They were fantastic last year. Can't wait to see what this spring brings. Love your work.
They are
so beautiful.
So fun. We actually had the sweetest little farm come by and sell us some of their tulips. They were out of West Point. What is the name of that farm? I can't think of it. But she would bring us fresh tulips from the farm, but she would bring them not cut. She would pull them up by the bulb, and you could put them in the cooler and not have to put them in water. They didn't need to go in water until you cut them off the bulb. It was very interesting, and it was so much fun. So pretty and so long lasting, and it was just really fun to be able to work with fresh product directly from the farm, right in the neighboring county. It was really neat.
Dawn wants to know if you can show the front cooler for Valentine's Day.
Well, it is the front cooler complete? I think.
Well, it has a lot in there, but it's not entirely.
Yes, we're working on it. We are still getting in some flowers. We will actually do some videos tomorrow. We have to go and pick up some flowers from the airport, so we will do some videos on those kind of things. We are getting started. Jason's actually in the front with a customer, or I would take you up there to see it. I am going to grab these tulips real quick.
Okay, it's going to go dark for just a second. Because I'm going to try to do preventive.
Look at you.
Instead of...
All right, so here are the tulips we designed yesterday. I'm going to slide this guy right over. And here are our tulips from yesterday. So yes, after I put them in the front cooler, they did close back up. And so, but as they sit out, they'll open up. They'll just they'll open and open and open. But aren't they pretty? That is a pretty arrangement. That's fun. Mm-hmm. It does look like the Easter Bunny. He needs a little bunny in the center of the arrangement. But that's kind of a fun tulip arrangement. But yes, I had one lady comment yesterday, and she said, tulips are supposed to be open. Yes, they do. And they open right, as they get warm. And the thing about it is, here, when it's cool outside, people have their heat turned up. And so sometimes they get too warm. And they're just not as long lasting as I would prefer. But they are pretty. So pretty. Any more questions, Miss Victoria?
I don't think so.
All right, guys. Well, we're just a little early. I'm feeling very claustrophobic in these arrangements. We are a little early for Mardi Gras, but here is a fun idea to make a pretty arrangement for Mardi Gras. Go over to your local dollar store and pick up some fun masks, things that aren't very expensive. Tuck those in and make that a fun arrangement. If you have feathers, I even was looking on Pinterest and they had some fun peacock feathers tucked into an arrangement, and I thought, oh, that would be so much fun to tuck some peacock feathers in with all that purple and gold color. But have fun and be creative. Use those colors and just make it fun. Flower arranging can be so much fun, and don't get too caught up on all of the rules. Just have fun making a pretty arrangement. Guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop those in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer any more questions you might have. And I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Y'all have a great day.